Okay, in the past week we talked about how you shouldn't allow yourself to complain about what's going on. You shouldn't allow yourself to basically let the day wear you down. We talked about how there are other people out there who would wish to have what you have and all that. And yeah, so right now we're just gonna do a wrap up. And today, right now, it's gonna be a bit emotional. It's gonna be very emotional. Let me tell you something. In life, it's important for you to have a why. What's your why? Like, why are you doing this? Why do you have to study? Why do you have to work? Why do you have to wake up? Why do you have to live? Why do you deserve 10 more years in life? Why do you deserve 20 more years? Why do you deserve so much? Just why? You gotta be able to answer your why. If you can answer your why, and if your why is strong enough, if your why is that strong, nothing will ever stop you from getting what you want. I can tell you that nothing will ever stop you from getting what you want. So, listen, okay, to demonstrate, to show you exactly what I'm talking about, I'm gonna tell you about my why. My close friends from back home, they know this, and some of my friends here in Bloemfontein. My father died 3 years ago. It was a terrible thing. I mean, we didn't expect it to happen. We never did. No one expects anything like that to happen. But here's the thing. Before 3 years ago, life was so good for me and my family. Life was so great. Like, my dad, every single Thursday, he would buy us snacks from work. He would come from work with 2 packets of knickknacks for me and my little brother and 2 cans of Coke. And every Friday, we would go to the local fast food joint, to buy something nice, some chips, a cool drink, and some extra, maybe a little bit of some extra food on the side. That's how great the life was before 3 years ago. And then, unexpectedly, I'm about to start grade 11. I'm about to start grade 11, and my dad passes away. January, I'm about to start grade 11. My dad passes away. He gets a stroke, and a few days later, he passes away. Imagine that. Think about that. Think about how that made me feel. Think about how it impacted me. Think about how it could have dropped me. Think about how it could have taken me to a point of which I would have never been able to recover from. That's the life that I had. Because I was thinking about the life that he gave us. My little brother was just 11 years old when my dad passed away. I was 17. At 17, I had to take the steps of being a father to my little brother, to teach him the right way into doing things, to show him that this is how life is supposed to be. This is how life is. This is what life is about. At 17, I had to step up and fill in my father's shoes and always talk to my mom about finances, about the household chores, about whatever. At 17, I had to accept the responsibility of being my little brother's father figure. Basically, I had to be an example to him. I couldn't afford to disappoint my mother. I couldn't afford to disappoint myself. I couldn't afford to disappoint my little brother, and I couldn't afford to disappoint my dad, because I know even in his grave he would never want me to go in the wrong direction. He would always tell me, listen, if the world is going that way and you know that you have to go that way, push yourself through them, shove yourself through. At the end of the day, make sure that you have to go in the way that you want to go. So, going back to my why, we over the past 3 years, it's been 3 years since he's been gone, right? Here's what happened. My mother's finances, our family's happiness, the amount of food we've had in the fridge, our level of stress about the price of bread, our level of stress about what we're going to eat that day, our level of stress about the simple things. Do we have soap in the house? Do we have salt in the house? Do we have sugar in the house? Do we have Do we have enough money for electricity to last us the whole month? And then came grade 12. Grade 12, that's when I had to take the decision at the age of 18. I had to take a decision that, you know what, I'm going to university next year. I'm going to be able to make decisions for myself. I'm going to be able to become my own person. I'm going to be able to become my own everything. But I have to sit down and think about why I want to go there. Why do I want to go to university? Why would I want to do this? Why exactly am I going there? Why? Just why? Why do I want to work? And then it hit me. I want to work because I will never let my kids experience the life that I experienced for the past 3 years. I would never let my kids have to decide amongst themselves who has to eat tonight so that the other one doesn't go to school hungry. Who has to eat in the morning so the other one has to feel what it's like to have breakfast. Who has to eat so that the other one can be able to dream of nicely during the night. Who has to sacrifice their mealtime so the other one just can have something to eat, even if it's just a little thing. My kids will never have to go through that. That's the kind of life that I want. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's why I will never stop. Most of you, your whys they're this small, just this small. So small that you complain. It's the second month of the year. The second month of the year, but already you're complaining about how much work you got. You're complaining about how much nothing is cute. How is life supposed to be cute when you complain? How is life supposed to be cute when you talk about how bad things are? How is life supposed to be cute when you're not working towards your dreams? How is life supposed to be cute when you're not thinking about your success? When you don't put it at the front of your mind? How is life supposed to be cute? Life will never be cute unless you make it cute. I keep seeing your statuses. I keep seeing your updates. You complain about how much university is so hectic, about how much university is this. You're a student. That's exactly what you're supposed to go through. You're supposed to toughen yourself up for when you go to the outside world, for when you have to do the right things, for when you have to do anything. You have to toughen yourself up. But already in the second month of the year, it's the second month of the year, and you're complaining about how much it's not cute. You're calling your mom, you're crying, you want to go back home. It infuriates me. Because I think about how much, when every time I have to go on a holiday, when I have to go home for the holidays, I am stressed out. Because I know the life that I'm going back to. If it were up to me, my mind would tell me, you know what, if it were up to me, I would never go home. I would never go home until I have that degree in my hand, that master's degree, that PhD. I would never go home. Even if it's for the December holidays, I would never go home, because the situation that's at home, it's so heartbreaking that every time in the first week of being home, I wish I could be back here again, because anything here is better than what I have to go back to. Everything here is less heartbreaking than what I have to go back to. Everything here is less stressful. Seeing my mom in pain, feeling like she has disappointed her kids, feeling like she has failed her husband, feeling like she has failed herself by not being able to provide for her family just because she's physically unable to do anything. There was a time when my mom spoke to me about her finances. She told me about how tough the month is going to be. This was in 2017. I was in grade 12. She told me, imagine I'm in grade 12 and I have to hear this. For the next week, we don't have food. You have to go to your aunt's place. You have to go to her place. You have to go to your aunt's place and tell her, ask her for food, ask her for something, a little bit of money for us to eat for the next week. Because we don't have anything. I don't have money for the next week. After my mom told me that, she went to her bedroom. She went to her bedroom and she closed the door. I was watching TV. It was on a Sunday night. I was watching TV, and 10 minutes later, I heard her crying. It wasn't because she was in pain. This is what I'd like to assume. It wasn't because she was in pain. It wasn't because she was angry. It's the feeling of disappointment. As a parent, you would feel as if like you've failed your family, that you cannot achieve anything, that you're stuck in the same place 24/7, not being able to do a single thing. Because of that, my mother felt like we as her kids are now disappointed, because of the fact that for the past 3 years, I've never had any Christmas clothes. For the past 3 years, I've never had a birthday party. For the past 3 years, I've never been able to get an allowance that's higher than $50. 2018 was the worst year of my life. It was the worst year of my life. 2018, I was a first year in university, here in a place that I don't know, all alone. My mother couldn't call me every single day. My mother couldn't reach out to me every single day. She couldn't drive all the way from my place to here every single day. Because of that, 2018, I faced an experience whereby my finances were so bad that I almost got kicked out of university. I almost got deregistered. The first 2 months, I had to suffer the first 2 months. I had to depend on my roommate for the first 2 months. That, dude, I need food. Could you please help me out? My roommate had to feed me for the first 2 months. Do you know how painful that is? Do you have any idea how painful it is for you to swallow your pride and ask for pieces of food just so you can get through the day? Do you know how painful it is for you not to be happy about going back home to see your family because you know the amount of starvation and struggle that's waiting for you back home? Do you know how painful that is? And then you come here. First 2 months, it's February. You complain about not wanting to be here. I am the most happiest person when I'm here. I am the most happiest person. You want to know why? Because I know that this is a chance. It's a chance for me to free my family. It's a chance for me to buy my little brother a bicycle for the first time in his life. It's a chance for me to give him the opportunity to show off his Christmas clothes on the 25th of December of every year. It's a chance for me and my family to just be able to buy burgers. My mother has never eaten a burger in her entire life. My mother has never been to Cape Town in her entire life. My mother has never sunk her feet in the beach sand. My mother has never seen the biggest cities in South Africa in her entire life. Now, when I come here, I tell myself that is the opportunity for me to be able to give her that, to be able to just go to her with my car and be like, "Ma, I'm taking you out. I am taking you out. You and I are going out. You just call Daddy and tell him that we are leaving. We are going to Cape Town for a vacation." That's what I get when I walk through that gate. When I walk through the main gate, that's exactly what I get. But when you walk through that gate, you firstly think about the lecturer that you hate. You think about the amount of work that you have to do. You think about the tests and assignments and the hectic schedule, and you say to me, "Prince, you wouldn't understand. My timetable is so hectic. My textbooks are so big." Let me tell you something. I've got a hectic timetable right here. It's looking me in the eye. It's a chance for me to finally go to my mother when I go back home on a holiday, to tell her, "Mom, I was able to do this and this at school. I achieved this much at school. I became top 10 of my class. The lecturer told me that he sees potential in me." It's a chance. It's another chance. It's a chance for me to help my mom remodel the house. To help my mom, for the first time ever, someday, years from now, for the first time ever, to get my mom on a plane for the first time in her life, to take her across the seas. When I walk through those main gates, I see that. But when you walk through the gates, the first thing you think of is how hard it's going to be. The first thing you think of is how difficult you're going to have to be. The first thing you think of is this timetable. Like I said, you were telling me, you were going to tell me that, "Prince, I have a hectic timetable. I've got big textbooks to read." Let me tell you something, we all do. And I don't give a damn about the complaints that you come and give me. I don't care about those. I've got a hectic timetable that faces my face every single day. When I wake up, it's above my pillow. When I wake up, I have to look at it and I have to follow it. I gotta study 5 modules. Some of you have to study 6, 7. Okay. You may have more modules than me. You may have more textbooks that are way thicker than mine. But it doesn't excuse the fact that you have to work. I've got 5 tests coming up in a week. You don't hear me complaining. You don't see me writing statuses saying, oh, I want to go home. Oh, I miss my mom. Oh, this is not cute. What's so cute about life if you don't make it cute? It will never be cute. Most of you come here. You come here with the idea of building a life for yourselves. You come here with the idea of becoming rich. You see, a lot of people want to be rich, but most of them, they're not willing to do what it takes to be rich. A lot of people want to reach success, but they're not willing to bleed, to sweat, to cry for it. A lot of us want to go to heaven, but none of us are willing to die. A lot of people want to drive that Maserati. A lot of people want to drive that Mustang. Have you any idea what the kind of feeling I get when I see someone driving a Mustang at Mimosa Mall? Every time when I go to Mimosa Mall, I saw this one lady, a young lady. I saw 2, as a matter of fact. One was on this campus, this very campus. I couldn't believe that I'm walking on the same ground where a Mustang was driven.